Alright, so one thing to look at and to pay attention to when looking at technology integration in a classroom is what can it look like. There's many different forms of technology integration in 21st century learning. Something that we need to really focus on is not what we need to learn, but how we can learn it. And a lot of times teachers are afraid to use technology because they are afraid that it will cause a distraction in their classroom, but a lot of times it can enhance a student's learning if they do know how to use that particular piece of technology in their classroom. So one example that we found on the Explore page is a way to organize your classroom in a different than the traditional way of seating students. Something that a lot of teachers are afraid of is shying away from what normal structure looks like in a classroom, what a traditional classroom should look like. It should be rows of desks, all students facing forward. But for example, in this classroom, it creates diversity. It breaks up the space. It breaks up the space of where students can hang out, where they can read, where they can relax, where they can find the tools that they need to use. And it also breaks up the area of where they sit, also where they're sitting. You see here that there's not traditional chairs. There is bouncy balls, and when I was in elementary school, as we reached an older age, we were allowed to use these balls to sit on, and they actually had a lot of studies done on them that they promote focus and learning in the classroom. It's really awesome to see a non-traditional classroom. There's different materials integrated in this classroom. For example, a lot of wood, a lot of rustic feel in this classroom. It shies away from all the industrial metals and plastics that we typically tend to use in our classrooms. And that is because of the way of how easily accessible those are. So, but something that can be used as integration in their classroom is simple as just changing up the seating. You see here that yes, there's different areas of seating. There's over here. Not everyone's just facing the one direction. It is broken up into different areas, but you can break it up even further and change it and make it more of an inviting space. This is a lot more cold, a lot less friendly. Many things are held on the wall. Traditional plastic chairs, traditional desks. This creates creativity, it sparks different imaginations, and it really allows students to feel a lot more welcomed at school because it feels a lot more comforting and welcoming. So that is definitely something that can be integrated in our classrooms for 21st century learning, is to shy away from the traditional seating and break up your classroom is something that's really easy to make a small change for. The next one that's really awesome, I liked on the Explore tab that we had on our PowerPoint, was the Mindset website. Now, although this isn't necessarily for students, this is more directed for teacher use. Something I really liked about this is that it changes all the negatives or the challenges that come with being a teacher and turns them into something that you can use to your advantage. So, for example, if you're having problems with the students' parents, what they're saying to you, kind of butting heads, it gives you an alternative on how to look at that. You can say, I can learn something from every interaction I have with another person. It changes your perspective. It changes your mindset on the challenges and the negativity that can be seen in a classroom. This is something that really should be integrated in 21st century learning because it will change the way the student is able to learn, and it will also change the way that you look at your classroom and the way you believe your classroom is being run and how effectively you are as a teacher. The third one that we looked at was a lot of trends in classrooms. So a lot of trends that are going on right now is educational trends, technology, of course, we're in the 21st century, and a lot of demographic and social changes. So all of these come together and they are the future of our classrooms. And instead of shying away from this and being afraid to celebrate these changes and new trends, we need to find ways in order to do what will be most effective in our classrooms. So, for example, you can see that a lot of students they aren't able to attend school full time because they're so busy with the family, or they're not able to be in school all the time. So there's a lot of things that you need to do to help your students' learning, but also help your students' well-being. A lot of times it's hard to know how to go about these different changes, but if we are aware of them and we can see what we can do to make a change, then it will help combat these challenges. It just continuously kind of lists off different trends that are going on, specifically into different areas, and it just shows those trends and what we can do to combat them. So I think that 21st learning century is really, really important to make sure we're aware of everything that it incorporates: creativity, critical thinking, collaboration, communication. It's a lot more interactive than the traditional classroom used to be like, and I think that's something very important that we need to focus on.